Just because somebody got there quicker than you doesn't mean your journey is any less valuable. Look, we all going after different things in life. Some of us going after the same thing, whether that's wealth, becoming the best version of yourself, healing from past traumas, breaking generational curses, creating financial wealth for your family, going forward in life. We all have to go through a journey, and not all the routes are gonna be the same. It's gonna be different methods and different ways we go about it, and it don't make yours any better than the next person's or yours worse than the next person. This made me think about how three different people traveled from Knoxville to Detroit. And one person took a Greyhound, one person flew, and the other person drove up there. Same destination, just three different methods of travel. And each method had its own different experience and its own life lessons. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How you and somebody else can go after the same thing, but it may take you a little bit longer or may take them a little bit longer, but we all trying to hit the end goal. So, what up, though? Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Pick Your Side podcast, where we just talk about real life, keep it real, and let's get to it. So, the first method I want to talk about is the Greyhound bus. Dog, I still remember to this day getting on the Greyhound. When my mama told us that we had to take that ride, nobody wanted to do it because it took us the longest. It was a 12 to 14 hour ride. You think it's just a bus ride, but you got to deal with many different personalities. You're on the bus with 50 to 60 different strangers. And at the time, we kids. So it was very uncomfortable, I know, for my mama to have to keep her eye on us as well as just pay attention to herself so that we can make it there safe. And then you get on the bus, people forget to take a shower, so you could be sitting next to somebody that stank for the next 12 hours. Or you might be in the back of the bus and somebody coming in and out that bathroom every 10 minutes. So you smelling every and whatever they leaving in there, and you smell it throughout the bus ride. But when we look back at it, that was some of the funnest times that we had. Man, there was so many memories created on them 12 to 14 hour bus rides because we'd be stopping in 2 or 3 different cities and we just had to bond with each other. So we'd be in Cincinnati 2 in the morning, just chilling. In that process, we learned how to become comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. We learned patience. We learned resiliency. We learned to just become resourceful. Use the resources that we had to get to where we wanted to go. So we didn't have a lot of money. The only way to get to Detroit at that stage was to take the Greyhound. And that was just what we can do at that season in our life. And a lot of people miss the lesson because they think because it take you longer, you going the wrong way. No, it's a lot of things that was built into us, like I said earlier: resiliency, becoming resourceful, getting used to being in uncomfortable situations, and making it to our destination. So that was one life lesson we learned catching the Greyhound. And so as life progressed and as we got older, and my mama and them started making more money, then we was able to start renting cars or driving the cars that we had back and forth to Detroit. So instead of a 12 to 14 hour drive, it cut our travel time from 8 to 9 hours. So even in that, it's still a long drive comparing if you compare it to the last method we're gonna talk about in a minute, which is catching a flight. But during them 8 to 9 hours, it was still a lot of bonding. We had a little bit more comfortability because we was in our own car. We knew everybody that was traveling with us. We could have more relaxed conversations. We wasn't on edge. We wasn't looking over our shoulders, worrying about the other people that was traveling with us because we was all family. And so just because we cut the time down doesn't mean that you still don't have to go through the process. You still have to deal with traffic and the other things and the other elements of life to get to where you want to go. But when you have more resources, it makes your journey a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more, well, a little easier to go through because more things are in your control. And that's another life lesson. Growth doesn't remove you from the journey. It just gives you more comfort during the process. So you still got to go through life. You still got to put in work. You still got to learn how to be patient and learn how to get comfortable in uncomfortable situations. But what it does give you, it gain better tools. You gain more wisdom. You gain more resources. You gain more flexibilities. And that process is what changes the experience. Now we to the last method, which is the airplane method. And as I got older, I realized it don't even cost as much as I thought to fly. I thought you would have to spend an arm and a leg to get to where you wanted to go. Once I looked up that flight and I seen it was only $200, sometimes $150 to get to Detroit, of course I booked that flight. And we went from 12 to 14 hours to 9 hours. Now I'm getting there a total of 4 hours. That's going through TSA. That's getting a rental or however, waiting on somebody to pick you up from the airport. And man, you would think that was the best method. But so much was lost in this process. Like I told you the first 2 times, we would bond, we would talk, we would laugh, we would joke. If you ever been on a plane with me, I'm asleep before the plane can take off. As soon as they start making them announcements, I'm already winding down, finna go to sleep. I don't care how quick the flight is. And everybody else on the flight either doing work, on their phone, watching the video they downloaded. So nobody really just sitting there chit-chatting with each other, talking. We just trying to get on this flight, make it off this flight and get to where we going. It came quicker, but the journey was shorter emotionally too. And that made me realize you can speed through life. And if you're not intentional, you're going to miss a lot of time, quality time with the people that you love. So the destination came quicker, but the journey came shorter emotionally too. And that made me realize something powerful. In life, speed can cost you experiences if you're not being intentional. We be so focused on getting to our destination that we stop appreciating the little things on our journey. We forget to have fun with the people that we love. We forget to bond. We forget to communicate with them because we just laser focused to reach our goals. And that's really what the episode is about. Everybody's journey is going to look different. Some people are born with more resources than you. Some people are just going to get there quicker than you. And some people have more assets than you. But that don't make your journey any less meaningful, because it's a lesson in each route that you take. The Greyhound taught us about resiliency. The car rides taught us about growth. And the flights taught us about how to be more effective with our time. So if I had to pick today, I'm still catching the plane just because it's easier and it's quicker. But if I had to pick up and start my life over, I'm picking the car rides, because you can't recreate certain things. You can't recreate them conversations you had with your loved ones, the memories you made, the bonds you made, the struggle that you had to go through to get to where you wanted to go to. And in the moment, we like to complain and cry about certain things, but over time, they'll be the main memories we go back to and put a smile on your face. So if you still listening to this and you feel left behind, don't compare yourself to somebody else's route. Some people are still on the Greyhound, some people are taking a car, and some people are flying. But as long as you moving and you making progress in your life, that's all that matters. It's not always about getting to the destination and arriving. It's about who are you becoming during your season. So don't compare yourself to nobody else, and don't try to speed up your process. Find joy in the journey. Appreciate the people that you have around you. Cherish each and every moment, because those are going to be the moments that you're able to look back at and smile at and laugh at. So my question to you is, are you going to keep comparing yourself to other people, or are you going to just get laser focused and do what you need to do to make it to your destination? But thank you for tapping in. If you found this valuable, comment, like, share, subscribe, and tap in next week. Have a great day. Be blessed.